Welcome to the New York Outlook for Monday, the 29th of January 2024. Starting off with the economic calendar, as you can see, there's no high impact news events, and thus there's no concern with regards to our trading. In terms of the 4 hour, nothing much has changed from the London Outlook. We're pretty much stuck in a really minor range at the moment, and thus whatever our reasoning was in the London Outlook remains true for this session. Obviously, what we can see now is, perhaps I can just draw on the London range, which is roughly that. However, our premise and how we want to go about trading remains the same as the London session. Essentially, we were waiting for price to reach into one of these POIs associated with the extreme of the secondary pro-trend unconfirmed leg. However, that didn't materialize in the London session, and thus now going into the New York session, it will essentially result in a New York high of the day. And because the New York high of the day is more than likely an indication that we got the daily direction wrong, there's no reason to actually short, because like I said, there's no red folder news to support why a New York high of the day may hold. Then in terms of long trades, whilst our objective or idea this morning from the London session was to wait for ideally this reset point, and then look for a new leg to develop. Again, we're sitting in a situation where a New York low of the day would likely indicate that we got the daily direction wrong, or that the daily direction is more likely short rather than long. So again, we're in a situation where it doesn't really make sense to trade. One thing I do want to mention for shorts is the fact that there's no IRL in this leg remaining. Everything has been used up. So from a 5-minute perspective, if we do come into these POIs, we would need the we would need the 5-minute to validate that there is IRL in this leg, and then we'll use these areas as IRL to fuel the move to the ultimate target before reaching to the 4H unmitigated area slash unreacted area that is a barrier to our trading. So essentially, my outlook for this New York session is essentially not to trade at all, simply because there's no clear objective way of getting in without New York putting new highs or low of the days, which don't really align with the narrative. And in terms of New York highs of the days and low of the days, to conclude that it will hold, we need red folder news events to support that narrative. As that's not going to happen, I'm not going to trade this New York session, and we'll chat again for the end of day review. However, it's likely to be quite similar to this New York outlook.